Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing good. Well, here's your secret menu item.
Oh my gosh.
Today we have our secret menu item for you is going to be our new French toast that we're trying out, which is our cornbread French toast. And then our omelet is Chinese New Year coming up.
Yeah.
So we're using Chinese sausage in our secret menu item. And you got an omelet.
This is lovely. You guys look at this. I'm so hungry.
Yes.
I love this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, I love this. I was between an omelet and French toast. So this was like perfect. Well, I'm going to set this aside and kind of ask you some questions a little bit.
Sure.
I've been here a few times, but I don't think I've ever really learned like the history of how you got here. So if you can first just introduce yourself, your name, and we're located at Destination Harley-Davidson.
Yes.
So I'm Janelle. I'm an attorney and I guess podcast person. And if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hey everybody, I'm Nessa, or they like to call me your girl Ness.
Yes.
And I am the proud owner of Lizzie Lou's right here in Destination Harley-Davidson. Yeah. And we've been here for this year makes we're going on 12 years.
Wow.
And the cool thing is it actually started in Black History Month. Was the very first time that we ever got the opportunity to do anything for Destination Harley-Davidson. So it was February 28th, 2014, where we actually did a catering for them. We were doing the history of the African American writer, and it was called Iron Elite was the program. And they were like, well, usually we get about 50 people.
Yeah.
And I said, so let me get this right. So we get to tell people, you're gonna give away the food. I think we're gonna do more than about 50 people. So they sprung for 100. And guess how many people showed up?
At least 100.
275.
Oh.
So we were right here. We filled up this whole area. We were able to feed everybody. About 3 weeks later, they called us back. And here we are, 12 years later. So yes, history was made that day.
I love it. And I love it it's during Black History Month too.
Yes, so amazing.
Yeah. So had you already had your business before?
No, so really crazy thing is November of 2013, I had bought a food truck for myself for my birthday, and I said, I just think I'm gonna open a food truck, because prior to that, I had quit my job in January and said, I'm just not gonna do anything. I just said early retirement. I was just gonna hang out and maybe have a food truck. Yeah. And so I had never worked in food service before, bought the food truck and just played with it just for a little bit. Yeah. And then here I am today.
Wow. Yeah. I think it's so amazing when something that you just love to do, it's like a hobby, turns into, a whole business for you. You get to do something you love every day.
Yeah, so amazing.
That is amazing. So you just bought it as a hobby. And so the name Lizzie Lou's.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
Oh, that's a great question. So Lizzie Lou's actually came out of a trip to the grocery store with my grandmother. My grandmother and I used to pick her up and take her to the grocery store. And one day we were at the grocery store and I told her, Nana, I'm about to quit my job and start a business. And she's like, that's stupid. And so she's digging through her purse. Now, my grandmother only stood to be 4'9", so just a tiny person. And she's like digging through her purse, and she's like, I need to find something. And I said, Grandma, what is this? And she's like, oh, that's my birth certificate. In case I get lost, people know who I belong to. I was like, what? And so she let me see it, and it looked like just a little ID card. And it had my grandpa's name on there, last name Jackson. Had my grandmother's name on there, first name Lizzie Lou. And I was looking for a business name at that time, and I was like, Oh, that sounds good. Lizzie
Yeah.
Lou's comfort food. And
Yeah.
so that's how it came to be. So when my grandmother turned 97, I told her, I revealed to her at her birthday party that I'm naming my business after her mother. And so Lizzie Lou's is the name of my great grandmother. And my grandmother lived to be 102. So just leaving that legacy along so that future generations of our family will be able to have the namesake.
That is so
Yeah.
amazing. So was your grandmother, I mean, she was proud, right? Because she
Yes,
saw the success.
finally, yes.
You convinced her this was the
Yeah,
right
the last
thing.
time she drove here, she was 98 years old, and we used to have our food truck right outside, and she drove here to get our chicken wings that we do on our food truck. Yes.
Aw. So a lot of the recipes you have, are those passed down from your family, or is it something you're like, man, I invented it yourself, or?
Yeah, no, it's not.
Mhm.
I do have one recipe that once we evolve to what's next, we will make that constantly, and that is a lemon cake recipe that my grandmother used to make for me when I was small. But most of these recipes are either made after someone that I've met in my culinary journey or somewhere that I've been. Because when I worked for a Fortune 500 company, I travel all 50 states. And so I've been able to dine at some of the finest restaurants and some of the most eclectic mom and pops. And so I've
Yeah.
taken things away from those.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So I actually don't know much about your culinary journey. I mean, because you said you just opened the food truck. What were you doing? I guess before you said you quit your job. I didn't even ask what job you quit. You quit your
Yeah.
job.
So no, my culinary journey started as when I was 13 years old. I worked at McDonald's for probably about 3 weeks. And then that was it. That was it for my culinary journey. But I worked for a Fortune 500 company and I was in operations, so executive leadership in operations. And so I would travel around the country teaching sales teams how to sell and then training up people on like Sigma, Lean, and things like that. And so after doing that, I said, I just wanted to do something that would actually impact the people and be able to let people know that Washington has a presence here. And then they're like, what do you mean by Washington has a presence? They said, Washington doesn't have a taste, but I'm from Washington and I wanted to change that. So when I would travel around the country, I would actually have my family call into my phone. They would leave a message of what they wanted to eat for holidays, and I would make that meal. And that could be anything from lamb chops to pot roast to macaroni and cheese or pancakes.
Yeah.
And so I would make that all in a big meal and make it all blend together. And that was my gift to them every year.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love food is definitely, I think it's a love language.
It is, definitely.
That's awesome. So bringing all the 50 states to Washington.
Yes.
And I love that. So being an entrepreneur, I feel like there's a sense of freedom in that. You quit your job, you started your own business, and you're in a motorcycle dealership. How do you think the freedom of entrepreneurship ties into the freedom of being a motorcyclist as well?
You know what? It goes hand in hand. Because one of the things about being a motorcyclist, because I've been riding since I was 18, when you get on there, you can make it your own personal style, your own personal ride. And you'll hear a lot of people say, ride your ride.
Yeah.
Ride your ride. And when people go into the culinary field, there's a lot of people that will follow the trends. And I'm not one of those that will follow the trends. I really ride my ride when it comes to food. If there's someone that comes in and they don't eat eggs, I'm not going to hold their feet to the fire. Now, there are a few things that I won't let you have. Like I won't let you have ketchup here, and I won't let you have ranch, barbecue sauce, or salt or pepper. I'm going to make sure that we take care of all those sauces and seasonings before it gets to you. But other than that, I'm going to let you ride your ride with your food when you come in here.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And for being, a Black entrepreneur, a Black writer, I feel like it's just, I don't know, an elevated sense of freedom. Or how has it been for you being a Black entrepreneur or being a Black writer?
You know what? Being a Black entrepreneur, that's a great question. Because a lot of times people will ask me, they will like, well, it's a Black business. And I was like, wait, hold on. Let me help you out. this is not a black business. I'm a black woman that gets the opportunity to be in business, because not everyone's courageous enough to do it. So just like you have to have courage to ride, you have to have courage to be an entrepreneur. Because as you know, every day is not all that you see on the paper.
Not at
Like when you
all.
see us smiling, it's not always that smile. There's a lot of work that goes behind it.
Yeah.
So I think the freedom comes in knowing that we are standing up for people that may not have the courage to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have many more questions. Is there more things you want me to share about your business?
Yes.
Okay.
So make certain, if you want to join us right here at Lizzie Lou's too, make sure that you check us out Wednesday through Saturday from 10 to 4 o'clock. Most of the times it's 4 o'clock, sometimes it's 3, because it's until we sell out. And make certain that if you have not checked out Janelle, make certain you check out Janelle. Look for the pink, and you know you'll see it on a billboard in your neighborhood near you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I'm going to go enjoy my meal now.
Okay.
Awesome.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
You're so camera ready. I feel like you make my job easy. I don't know if I've had cornmeal French toast before. I love it.